hope is not a good strategy. Like hoping things get better, hoping rates go down, which if they do, great. If they don't, they might be in the same levels all year long.
Yeah.
Who knows? That's beyond our control. All I know is the demand that's there now with rates at the levels they're at is real, and there's a ton of people out there. So if rates were to hypothetically go down 1% tomorrow or by Monday, I'm trying to wrap my head around what that would do to the demand. Like maybe that unlocks a certain people of folks who need to sell to push more inventory out there. That's where my head's at. Like, how does this all, because everybody's trying to balance media headlines they hear, their Aunt Sally, their Uncle Tim, who were in real estate from 1982 and sold a house. So, they've got it's just, you're trying to get everybody's perspective and opinions, sort through it, see what's legitimate in today's market, and kind of give that back to them and say, all right, great. I know you've heard this, but here's what's actually happening.
Yeah. Yeah. And everyone wants the rates to drop. Everyone's like, oh, wait, it's really not what you want right now. The rates where they're at is actually in your favor, because that old saying where it's like, you date the rate, you marry the house. You're going to buy the house at this price. And if rates drop, you're competing against double the amount of people. Prices are skyrocketing on houses because guess what? When those rates dropped, the houses went through the prices went through the roof. I mean, we had bought our house, our first house, for $140,000. Then we sold it during COVID for almost double, actually for double that. So, I mean, for prices to drop that much, that quickly, I mean, that's what made the market crazy and turned it to what it is now. So people wanting the rates to drop. I get it. I love it for you as well. But unfortunately, it's not really what's in your best favor.
But it comes down with the plan, talking to your real estate agent, knowing what that is, having your finances ready, and sticking to the plan, right?
Easier said than done, Brian, though. Easier said than done to stick to the plan. That's where emotions get the best of us sometimes.
Yeah, and it's tough. Listen, I get it. It's overwhelming when there's a lot of people out there, or however that is. But I mean, if I always like to say, like the in a month from now, or the what if question is, it gets to the part where like, okay, you do whatever you thought was right, but then in a month from now, Megan, like you said, that home's gone, other homes have gone, the area that you were looking in now you can't afford, right? Because things have changed. Would you have liked to use your time machine and going back and bought that home? Probably, right? You put your best foot forward. But it always goes back to the one thing, and I think we're all agreeing on this one thing, is that you need to know where you're at, right? And what I mean by that is that don't do something just because it's trendy or all your friends are doing it or whatever else. Like, you need to be financially stable and secure, because if you play this right, you can build a really good life for yourself, right? You can put yourself in a good position, because I think this is going to be the time now in the market where 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, where people say, damn, I wish I bought a home then, and not necessarily because, rates might drop or anything like that, but because I think we're going to see a good spike in, home values within the next 2-3 years. And, if it's anything similar to what we've seen in the last few years, that's significant. So this is an opportunity.
Yeah, the home values just keep going up. Absolutely. I mean, I have so many buyers that when they were shopping when the rates started at 3, or they were at 3 or 4 when they first started, and the rates went up, and they were like, "Oh, I'm going to wait. And they're like, "Oh, we should have kept looking, because look, those houses that came, and now that somebody bought it and they're selling it a year later for $100,000 more." And I mean, the values are going to continue to go up. So to wait because you're waiting on a rate to drop it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.